Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today we are going to try and deal with the mock exam number 1 to try to test ourselves and see how are we doing with our revision and our preparation for the national exam. So today's mock exam is for all scientific, technical and original streams. Before we start, you can download the exam at the description or at the first comment on this video. So welcome again and let's stay with us. So today's exam is prepared by Mr. ELazzouzi. This is a good opportunity for us to thank him for allowing us to use this exam in our video to try and explain different things to our students. So thank you, Mr. ELazzouzi, again. So we are going to start our exam. Part 1, we have reading comprehension. So let's try and read this text. This is just the first paragraph. We are going to try and learn different ways of reading the text, some strategies of reading the text. For example, I will try and answer some questions before even going to the questions, before even knowing that they are in the question section. We are going to try and look at some difficult vocabulary, try to understand words from context, try to understand why some words are written in a certain form. Okay, so let's start with the first paragraph. Yusuf Azzouzi was born on December 28th in 1991 in Qasr al-Kibir, Morocco. His father is Professor Mustafa Azzouzi, who was two among the most creative minds all over the world for brain nerve surgery in Morocco. Brain and nerves surgery in Morocco. He is a permanent member in the American Congress for brain and spine surgeries. So we have brain, we know the brain, that part that we have in under our head that we use to think, etc. And spine surgeries. Spine is also a part of our body. It's a row of small bones that are connected together down the middle of our back. So they are in our back. That's that small, or that line of small bones. Okay. In 1997, he invented a medical tool by which doctors can treat brain diseases. So if we go back to he, why is it written in that form, underlined? We will try to understand what does he refer to before we even go to questions. So if we go back in the text, so let's read the text from the beginning, or the paragraph from the beginning. Yusuf Azzouzi was born on December 28th in 1991 in Qasr al-Kibir, Morocco. His father, the father of whom? Yes, his father, the father of Mr. Yusuf Azzouzi, is Professor Mustafa Azzouzi. So Mustafa Azzouzi, now we are starting to speak about Mustafa, who was two among the most creative minds all over the world. All over means in all the parts of the world for brain and nerves surgeries in Morocco. So he here refers to Mustafa Azzouzi. He is a permanent member in the American Congress for Brain and Spine Surgeries. In 1997, he invented a medical tool by which doctors can treat brain diseases. Okay, so this is the first paragraph. We are going to continue to the next paragraph. Now we'll move to the second paragraph. Thanks to Yusuf's perseverance and hard work, it's maybe the same words, perseverance, to work and continue working without stopping, etc., and hard work, he could join and graduate from the American school in Rabat, and then he moved to Oxford, a prestigious university. Prestigious, which means complex, which means something very good, wonderful, etc. Prestigious university which is known worldwide. Worldwide, which means all over the world. So everybody knows the Oxford University. For 3 years later, he joined Boston University in the United States and finally settled in a Turkish university for medical studies in English. So I guess this paragraph is clear. We have just one word that is difficult, maybe perseverance, okay, to continue to work and not to stop because of obstacles, etc. Now we move to the next paragraph. So the paragraph 3, the 20-year-old Moroccan inventor. What is inventor? A person who invents. So we just try to guess from, we have the verb to invent. Okay, and we have French words because we are in Morocco, inventer, so it's the same. So inventor was a candidate in Qatar TV program called Stars of Science. It is dedicated to the Arab youth all around the world aged between 18 and 35 and who are highly ambitious and super interested in boosting science and technology to save human lives and have a positive impact not only on the humankind but also on the environment at large. So if we look at it, it is dedicated. What is this it? It it's a Qatar TV program. Okay, so it refers to that. Now let's look at some other words that are difficult. Was highly ambitious. Ambitious is a person who thinks about the future and who wants to achieve his or her dreams without stopping. Nothing will stop them. Okay, super interested, which means very interested in boosting science and technology, making science and technology more successful. That's what we mean by to boost something, to make it even more successful, to save human lives and have a positive impact or effect or etc. Not only on the humankind, on humans, but also on the environment at large. Good. Now paragraph 4, heart disease treatment is a long-term process that requires more patience and more money. It is costly because it demands a heart pump, which is used now by doctors to save sick people's lives. Here comes the idea of creating a moderator heart stent. That's a scientific word, so moderator heart stent, by which, here we are going to explain what is that, by which, what is this which? By which means we are still speaking about the heart stent, the moderator heart stent. Such people can live a normal life. Who are these people? People who are sick people's lives. So such people can live a normal life with less medical expenses and doctor regular visits. Indeed, the young doctor presented his project work before the jury, and fortunately his was selected among 5,600 other ones submitted from all over the world. So his, let's say, invention was selected. Good. Now we continue to paragraph 5. Yusuf could reach the final competition stage along with a Jordanian candidate and a Qatari one, but it was later officially declared that Yusuf ELazzouzi was the winner as the best inventor all over the world, all over the Arab world. I can't tell you how jubilant I am now. Jubilant? Yeah, joy? Yes, to be happy, etc. Thank you all for supporting me, for being with me. This supporting means being with me and trying to help me and so on throughout this competition journey. Throughout means in all the stages of this competition journey. Thank you, the jury, who believed in my project and my data. Thank you, Mom, for being my first investor. And thank God for everything. Yusuf said joyfully. Okay, his parents added, we are proud of our son. We are very happy of our son. Proud, which means to be happy, to be satisfied with what somebody did. So we are proud of our son because he would not only contribute to humanity's sustainable development, okay, but also to medication progress because he could combine between science, technology, and human remedy. Okay, and here we have sustainable development. We have a unit in our textbook with this sustainable development, which means a kind of development that thinks of human development as well as thinking about future generations and the environment, etc. That's what we mean by sustainable development. Now, this is the text as a whole, as it has been in the exam or in the mock exam. Well, I'm not going to read it. So for you, you can pause the video here. You can go read the text, download you can download, as I told you, the exam, the mock exam. Try to read the text carefully. Try to find if there are some difficult words, and so on and so forth. And when you have done reading the text, understand it, then come back. We will move to. So we are going to start from this first question, A. Choose the best title for the passage. So we have three different answers. We are going to choose the best. Yusuf Azzouzi's success story, Yusuf Azzouzi's family background, Yusuf Azzouzi's life in Oxford. So as you have seen in the text is not about Yusuf Azzouzi's life in Oxford because it only mentioned that he was there, but nothing about his life there was mentioned. Yusuf Azzouzi's family background, there is something about his background, but not everything. And Yusuf Azzouzi's success story, the number one, I guess this is the answer. Yes, this is the answer because we speak about his success story. Okay, so the answer is number one. The answer is number one. Yusuf Azzouzi's success story. Okay, good. Now we move to another question. Tick the questions that are answered in the text and put a cross next to the ones that are not answered. Normally, to deal with this question, what you need to do is try to look at the questions, try to find the answer. If you don't find the answer, that's what you do. You put a cross. If you find the answer, you tick. Okay, so look at the example. What is the name of Yusuf's father? Yes, it is answered. We knew that his father is Mustafa Azzouzi. Good. Is Yusuf Azzouzi married? We don't know. So we put a cross. Now for the other three questions. How long has Yusuf studied in Boston? What were the nationalities of Yusuf's final opponents? How much money did the jury give to Yusuf as the best Arab inventor? Okay, if there are answers to these questions, we can tick. If there are no answers, we just put a cross. So pause the video, go to the exercise, and come back to see the answer. So the answer is the following. For number one, it's not in the text. We don't know how long has he studied in Boston. What were the nationalities of Yusuf's final opponents? Yes, we know, we tick, because we have a Jordanian and we have a Qatari person. So we have two people, one from Jordan, the other one from Qatar. How much money did the jury give to Yusuf as the best Arab inventor? We don't know, so we put a cross. Good. B or C. Choose the right answer. So boosting means it is in paragraph 3. Is it influencing? Is it enhancing? Or is it giving? Okay. Jubilant. Does it mean happy, curious, or anxious? And of course, you know some of these because we have stopped at the text. We have tried to understand the text, and among the vocabularies that we need to look at, we have the following. So, boosting means enhancing, to enhance, to make something more powerful. Jubilant is A, it's happy, as we said when we explained in the text, when we explained the word in the text. So the answers are B and A, and this is how we write in the exam. You just write B and A, don't write the answer again. Save time and save place, etc. Now, exercise D, or question D, what do the underlined words in the text refer to? And as you see, we have already answered these three questions. We are going just to go back to the text. So he is a permanent member, that's Mustafa Azzouzi. It refers to Qatar TV program, and which refers to moderator Heart Stand. And as you see here, he refers to Professor Mustafa Azzouzi, it the Qatar TV program, and which the moderator Heart Stand. So these are the answers to these different questions. Now we move to another exercise. Are these sentences true or false? Justify. So before we move on to the exercise, Yusuf, let's read the sentences and I will try to explain to you how to answer. Yusuf had studied English in Morocco before he went to the United Kingdom. People who suffer from heart diseases get cured in a short period of time. Only Yusuf and the Jordanian candidate could reach the final competition stage. So, you are going to go back to the text. Try to read the text carefully. Try to see if it is true or false. And if it is true, you write true. If it is false, you write false. Then you need to justify. You need to write the justification. If you have true or false correct, you have just half the point. Then if you have the justification correct, then you have the full point. But if you don't have the correct answer to true or false, also the justification is not counted. Okay, so pause the video, go back to the text, read, try to answer, and come back to see the answers. Here are the answers. So for number one, it's true, and the justification is he could join and graduate from the American school in Rabat, which means he graduated from the American school. He knows English. Okay? False. Heart disease treatment is a long-term process. Yes, which means it's not easy for people to get recovered so quick in Morocco or in other places. False. For number three, there is also the third candidate from Qatar. And for this question, we already answered it twice. We spoke about it in the text, then we spoke about it with when we spoke about the question that spoke about the Qatari and the Jordanian, which means their nationalities. And now we have it here, which means that makes it easy for us. Now complete the following sentences. Okay, we have to complete the sentences from the text. Arab ambitious young people are invited to do something. You can go back to the text, read, and try to complete the sentence. Yusuf thought of moderator Heart Stand because, and we continue. Yusuf Azzouzi's parents are proud of their son because he could mix, you continue, to save lives and improve medical supplies. So all the answers are in the text. You just have to find them and try to complete the sentences correctly. So pause the video again and come back to see the answers. So here are the answers. Arab ambitious young people are invited to do what? To participate in a Qatar TV program called Stars of Science. Yusuf thought of moderator Heart Stand because the heart disease treatment is long and costly. Yusuf Azzouzi's parents are proud of their son because he could mix between science and technology. Yeah, he mixed between science and technology to save lives and improve medical supplies. So here are the answers. Again, we try to complete the sentences, but we try to be grammatical and so on. Now we move to G. Find in the text words or phrases that mean almost the same as. So backbone. So do you remember something about back? We explained something about back, okay? Yes. And marvelous. We also explained that. All over. We also spoke about that. Now we will try to find the words from the text. So one is in paragraph 1, paragraph 2, and paragraph 5. Okay? Paragraph 1, 2, and 5. You can read these paragraphs and try to find the answers. Okay? So when you find the answers, try to come back and check. Here are the answers. For backbone, it is spine, marvelous, prestigious. So you remember we said wonderful, we said good, etc. All over, throughout. We have in the text in paragraph 5, throughout, which means in all the stages of something or in all the places of something. Now we move to part 2, language. We have finished with comprehension. So language, the first question is put the verbs in brackets or between brackets in the correct form, depending on which form you find, they are the same. Director, is your first, so look here, is your first album available to release? The sentence is in the simple present because we have is, so we need to continue. Not yet, we only last Monday, so we have last Monday, but yeah, you know, it's past. So what shall we use? Try to guess. We still record on CDs. Okay. When do you think the album ready? We complete the whole album by the end of this week. So here again we have by the end of this week. Sometimes we don't have, let's say, a time expression. Sometimes we have a time expression, so there is no problem with that. Okay, so let's look at the answers. This is easier for it's because it's language. We are just going to look at not yet. We started because we have last Monday, so it is simple past. We are still recording on CDs because it is based on we have not yet because something is still continuous, is still in progress. So we say we are still recording. We also have still. We are still recording. When do you think the album will be ready? Because we are asking about something in the future. And we will have completed because we have by the end of this week. It's future perfect. Okay? So this is the first question. Move to the second. Rewrite the following sentences as suggested. I used to live in this house. The house has become a language center. The house where you need to complete. Although the test was difficult, Laura got an excellent mark. However, you need to change. She wanted to watch the football match. She left the office early so that, okay? With this cell phone application, you can send all the PDF files easily. So you see, with this cell phone application, all the PDF files, you continue. The prescribed medicine did not cure the coronavirus patient, the doctor said. The doctor admitted. So let's look back at the sentences. The house where, we need to finish with that. And we have however, we have so that, then we have with this cell phone application, all the PDF we need to continue, and the doctor admitted. This is reported speech. So now we move to the answers. You can pause the video, do the answers, and come back. The house where I used to live has become a language center. So the expression used to, okay, where I used to live. The test was difficult, however, Laura got an excellent mark. She left the office early so that she could or would watch the football match. Okay, with this cell phone application, all the PDF files can be sent easily. We put it into the passive voice. We can send. Now can be sent easily. The doctor admitted that the prescribed medicine had not cured the coronavirus patient. We changed the sentence into reported speech. Okay, so first one we have the expression I used to. Number two we have however, concession, so that's purpose, and can be easily, that's passive voice, and the doctor admitted that, that's reported speech. This is how you have to deal with questions like these. You need to try to find the answers even before you move to your answers. You just look at something in the sentences that are given to you. Give the correct form of the words in brackets. Okay, words, remember words, it's not verbs, it's words. Active citizenship is the of every citizen in public life. The what do we need after the? We need a noun, so try to find the noun from involved. Strong and cooperation. We have strong and we have and cooperation, which means the word we are looking for is the same as cooperation. Cooperation is a noun, so we also need a noun from strong. Villagers are more hospitality and friendship. Villagers is a subject, and we have are, which is a verb to be, which means we need a complement. The complement can be a noun or an adjective, and because we are describing people here, we are looking for an adjective and another adjective. Okay, we are going to look at the answers now. Active citizenship is the involvement, this is the noun from involve, of every citizen in public life. Strong becomes strength because we are looking for the noun that will go. Strength and cooperation are the emblem of our association. Villagers are more hospitable. From hospitality we need an adjective, hospitable and friendly. Okay, so these are the answers to this question. Now we move to exercise D. Fill in each gap with the appropriate word from the list. VAR, video assistant referee. Is it puts out, is it stands for, or is it takes off? Okay, you need to know the meaning of these phrasal verbs. Thousands of people passed away, passed out, or brought up because of the COVID-19 in the world. Okay, you look with it be raining outside. Is it should, must, or needn't? He had a terrible accident. He, is it will, might, or should. So these are modals again. Now you pause the video, do the exercise, and come back to see the answers. So VAR stands for video assistant referee. Stands for means. So we can remove stand for, and we can say VAR means video assistant referee. That's what we mean by stand for. Thousands of people passed away. What do you mean by passed away? Died because of the COVID-19. You look wet. It must be raining outside. That's expressing certainty. Okay, you look wet, we have evidence, and it means you must be wet. It must be raining outside. That's certainty in the present. He had a terrible accident. He should have driven carefully. We blame him. We reproach him. Okay, why? Because he had a terrible accident. He didn't drive carefully. That's why we say he should have driven carefully. Good. We can't use will because it's future, and we have might, that's possibility and other things, but should is we blame somebody. Now we move to exercise E. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate word from the list. The book you gave me yesterday is very interesting. Is it which or that or why? Monsif Slawi, origin is Morocco, was appointed by Trump to lead the COVID-19 team. Is it whom or whose or who? Pause the video, do the answer, or do the exercise and come back to see the answers. The book, which? Monsif Slawi, whose? Why did we use which? First, we can't use why, because why we use it for a reason. We don't have the reason here. We can't say the reason. We can say the reason why, but here we have the book. Then we have which and that. Because we have two commas, which means that's a non-restrictive clause or non-defining clause, so we have to use which, not that, because when we have non-restrictive clause, we use which, and when we have restrictive clause or defining clause, we use that. Okay, for Monsif Slawi, whose origin, because we are speaking about possessive, the origin of Monsif Slawi, so whose origin, we can't say whom and we can't say who. Okay, that's the answer for this question. Good. Now we move to exercise F. Complete the following exchanges. You have to complete with the information that is given. I am an overweight person. What should I do? This is asking for advice, so which means you need to give her a piece of advice. You are studying online with your teacher and the internet connection is too slow. Make a complaint to the agent. You have to make a complaint. Okay, so these are the answers. You can do other things. These are just examples. I am an overweight person. What should I do? You'd better work out regularly and avoid eating fast food. You can say you should visit a doctor and go on a diet. You should start practicing sport, or you should start walking, etc. We have different examples you can write here. Make a complaint. Excuse me, sir, but I have a complaint to make. Or you can just say, but I have a complaint. But I want to make a complaint, or but I have a serious complaint. Depends. We have so many examples you can use, or expressions. I am taking online classes and the internet connection is too slow. Okay, so this is, we continue we explain why we complain. We complain because I am taking online classes and the internet connection is too slow. Now we move to the last exercise in this part, language. Match these sentences with their appropriate functions. Examples of use, and we have functions. How about shooting a short film and sending it to the star from home competition jury? Would you mind installing the Zoom application for me? Think about these two sentences. Are they about apologizing, requesting, or suggesting? We are going to see. So pause the video, do the exercise, and come back to see the answers. Here are the answers. So the first one is suggestion, because we have how about. And the second one is requesting, because we have would you mind. Okay? Good. So this is it for language. So here is task 1. In this exam we have two tasks. Task 1. Complete the following paragraph. You don't need to change anything here, you just need to complete. While I am confined during this pandemic of COVID-19, I spend my time at home doing different activities. First, you have to write first, second, third. Think of the activities that you do at home in this time of COVID-19. Okay? And then we will go. I have just a sample paragraph, but you can write your paragraph as you want. This is just an example to see how we can answer. So, first, I spent the whole morning reading my favorite books and studying for the exam. And I have some breaks after each half hour. Second, I spend the afternoon helping my family in the housework. I also watch my favorite film if we finish our housework early. Okay, so this is the supporting idea number 2 or sentences number 2. Third, I and my family spend the evening chatting about the new things that are happening around the world and in my country. Sometimes we laugh and sometimes we remember the victims and feel sad about all the events that are taking place. All in all, I try to do many things so as to forget about the confinement. So these are some ideas you can use, but try to write your own paragraphs and try to understand how to deal with this. This is what is important here. Now we move to task number 2. You have obviously have an email. So millions of students all over the world are now studying using some educational platforms like Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, etc. Write an email to the Minister of Education giving your opinion about distance learning. So you need to write an email, and it is to the Minister of Education, which means it is a formal email. Okay. Again, I will just give you a sample how to write an Dear Sir. So this is a sample email I have written for you. You can try to work something like this one, so as to try to prepare yourselves for the exam if you have an email like this. So look, we have Dear Sir. That's a kind of greeting. Then we have I am writing this email to give my opinion about distance learning. I speak about why I am writing this email. I write why I am writing this email. Okay. Then we move to give our opinion. First, I think this is clearly giving an opinion. I think that distance learning is a great opportunity for us to continue our studies while at home during confinement. We benefit from lessons using different social networks and educational platforms like Zoom, Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, etc. However, so now I move. I have something positive. I move to the other side, which is negative. Distance learning may have a negative side because why? Many students who live in distant places find it difficult to have access to the internet and they have no equipment to use to study online. Therefore, if this problem is solved, distance learning will be a great opportunity for everybody during this crisis of COVID-19. I look forward to hearing from you. This is a closing. Yours sincerely. You can just write your name, but here because it's an exam we don't write our names. Yours sincerely, and signature, just write it like this. Don't sign, because in the exam they say don't write your name or sign the email. Just write signature. You can write yours sincerely, and that's it. So this is the mock exam for today. Again, thanks to Mr. ELazzouzi for giving us this opportunity to do it here in our YouTube channel, and we are looking forward to seeing you in the next mock exam. We still have another one, and we are going to have many more exams to prepare you for the national exam. Okay, so good luck and see you again, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, to receive other things, and like the video if you happen to like it. Thanks again.